Oh my gosh. Well, hello everyone. I forgot to turn on my camera. I haven't done this for a while. There we go. I've been in the northern state of Maine, welcoming my new granddaughter. And so back in my hometown, ready to do some yoga. It would be good if you have your mat. Of course, always have a mat, something you can grip with and protect your knees and the other parts of your body. It's good if you have a blanket. If you have knee troubles, but we're going to do some tabletop, so I like to put a blanket under my knees if I were on a hard floor. But I have a carpet and a nice cushy mat underneath, so I probably won't use that today, but you might need it. Then later you can use it to cover up with in Shavasana. If you want to have a strap, it's not necessary, but we are going to do hand to big toe pose, so that might come in handy for that. I'm going to go ahead and just get my strap ready by making my loop smaller. And then, of course, we'll be doing some balance. Yoga is all about balance, right? So I have a chair handy because I'm kind of rusty from the foot break, and then from not doing my yoga as often as I usually do when I'm at home. My baby kept us pretty busy. I did get a few sessions in, but anyway, we're going to begin in Tadasana. As you can see, I had to get another blanket out because my dog Tut took over my other one, and he won't get up. I've tried to get him up, but he refuses. So he will just be our mascot tonight. So let's start in our Tadasana pose. Let me get this off. I got my timer set. Someone sent a message and covered up my timer. So in Tadasana, we start by standing with our feet hip width apart, which that's from your bones, not from out here. This is called your dressings. These are your bones. So hip width apart. You can just point your fingers straight down, and that's where your feet should be. And knees over ankles, not over your toes. So we are here in Tadasana, just standing, and let's just kind of close our eyes down for a moment and just do some gentle breathing. Just setting my mind, getting ready for the yoga session. I guess he decided to get up now. And just kind of maybe doing a little movement, a little gentle breeze on our Tadasana. Doing just a little gentle roll, the hips, a little arm stretch. Let's do a nice deep breath. So we're going to bend our knees generously. Inhale up. Hold your hands at the top. Well, you can't see the top of my hands. They are pointed in prayer position. And I'm just going to tip back slightly. Exhale down. One more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale down. So let's begin by just rocking back and forth. And I'm coming up on my toes, rocking on my heel, up my toes, rock back. Now I'm going to take my toes and spread them out as far as I can. and try to, like if you had a wash rag down there, you're going to try to grip it and pull it up to you. Just grip and pull. This is a great toe exercise. We want to keep our toes nice and flexible, because when the toes are nice and flexible, it's more stability as you walk. I'm going to come back on my toes a little bit, just kind of stretch the other way out. That felt really good. Now let's take and step. I have just my tip toe, my big toe on the tip top, and I'm just going to rotate my ankle around, which also gets a little bit in the hip flexor, really good on the ankle, and then reverse that. We're just doing a few warm-ups, some grounding before we start our yoga poses. Bring that to stillness. Go to the other side. I remember when I had my boot on, I wanted to do this so bad in my booted foot, but I could not. And then reverse that. So it feels good to be able to really work that ankle around again. And then bring that to stillness and just kind of shake your legs out. Shake, shake, shake. And then we're going to bring the knee up and out and back and down. And if you have your chair handy and you need to hold on to the chair, feel free to do that. I'm really working on my balance now that I have 2 feet to balance on. So let's do that 2 more times. So knee up and out and down. Last time, knee up, out, and down. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the left side. Knee up, out, and down. Don't forget to breathe. Knee up, out, and down. And I don't know where you're living, but here it is extremely hot. Knee up, out, and down. Oh. Now we're going to raise the knee up, which is a little bit more of a balance challenge. And we're just going to circle like your foot is on a pendulum, just swinging around. And then go reverse. Oops. My left leg is the one that has trouble balancing since it didn't have so much weight on it all that time. And then bring that leg down. It's getting better. Knee up, left side, and let the leg circle. It's kind of like, I don't know, like when you get something on the end of a string and you're swinging it around in circles. It's just a nice free-flowing movement. And then bring that to stillness and shake it out. And then we're going to do a side stretch. So we're going to take the right arm, put it down to our right side. We're going to inhale our left arm up and stretch as we exhale to the right. I'm going to get my feet straight. There we go. And then inhale up. Exhale that arm down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bend to the side. And we're just bending straight over. Inhale up. Exhale down. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see I'm keeping my back straight. Anytime that we do these types of exercise, it's important to keep your back straight because we're strengthening all of the back muscles that are attached to your vertebra, and that helps you to keep a nice straight posture as you get older. So inhale, left arm up. Exhale to the right. Hopefully I'm straight. Yep, I'm straight. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now we're going to inhale the right arm up. Exhale over to the left. Really stretching this right side. Keeping that nice, that nice and straight. Head over, shoulders, inhale down. And come back this way. We're going to do some shoulder rolls, up and back, up and back. I cleaned my flower bed out today, 3.5 hours out there, because I was gone for 20 days, and a lot of weeds grew up. It looked like a jungle. I couldn't even see my flowers. And roll down. I have perennials, so I didn't plant any, I forget what they are. Perennials come back and annuals are just in for 1 year, right? I usually plant marigolds, which are annuals. They don't come back. Sometimes they reseed. But I'm not going to do that this year since I came home too late. Let's stretch our arms out straight and just do some arm circles. Building some strength in our arms, lubricating those shoulders. I said one of the targets is our shoulders, so here's one of the exercises for that. Actually, this is a warm-up. And then reverse, and let's do tiny circles. I remember doing these as a kid in gym class. We all got to the parking lot, and I think my arms are going to fall out because the teacher just made us do, I think we had to do 100 each way, big and little. So that's 400. Ah, and down. This was in grade school. I don't know, they were rough back then. We actually worked out in gym class. I don't know what they do nowadays. Now we're going to take our right arm and bring it over to kind of where the side of your head meets the top of your head, and just gently, don't pull it, but just gently kind of apply pressure and tilt it to the right. This is for our neck. Very important to keep our neck very flexible. And then just release that. Bring the right arm down. Inhale the left arm up. Place it on the top of the head and the side of the head. My palm is right there where they meet. It's hard to say because I would say where the ceiling and the wall meets, but our head is not a corner, so it's that rounded part of our skull. And we're going to inhale and just gently apply a little pressure. I'm turning my head and I'm just kind of letting my hand have the weight for the pressure. I'm not pulling it. Don't pull your neck over. That could really hurt it. And then inhale up and exhale down. Now we're going to take both hands. We're going to put one hand on top of each other, so we're making kind of a fist. We're going to put that under our chin. We're going to push back. Gentle push. I'm not going back as far as I can because that's too stressful on that 7th cervical. But just doing this under the chin puts a little bit more pressure so that your muscles are more engaged. And then exhale down. Now we're going to take and put our chin onto our chest. And then swing it to the right. Back through to the left. Swing it to the right. Back through to the left. Swing it to the right. And back through to the left. That felt really good. Now, this is where the strap could come in handy. And I suggest that you either have your chair handy or you're by a wall, because we're going to do hand to big toe, and I'm actually going to use my strap too. So we're going to place the strap in the middle part of our foot and just hold that leg straight out at 90 degrees. And then I'm going to bring it over to the right. You can see it's 90 degrees. And bring it back. I'm trying to stand up straight. I just felt myself crunching over. But see the difference when I do this? So stand up straight, because this is what helps to build your strength and stability. Don't let all of the weight go down into that hip. That's not good for your low back. I already have low back issues. Now I'm going to, whoop, can't do it. I'm going to try to go out and in. And out, and in. I'm getting so much better. I'm going to bring that down. Should have brought it down slower. Now I'm going to switch my chair to this side just in case I need it, because I did need it a little bit. No shame in that. And here we go. I'm going to lasso this foot and stretch that out straight. If you want to do hand to big toe and you want to just do this, just remember to keep your back straight. I'm doing this because I actually feel like I'm getting a better use of my muscles, because I'm not trying to strain, and it's also really good for balance. Now let's go out to the left. And to the front. And out to the left. Oh. And to the front. I'm just going to have to keep my finger here. I got off balance. And out to the left. I'm doing it. Ah. And to the front. Oh, and down. Should have come down slower. I got a little off balance. Let's put our strap away. And I'm going to move my chair back over here out of the way. We're going to go back over in here into our Tadasana pose. Kind of inhale up. I'm going to turn this way because we're going to do a forward fold. So you might want to face the long end of your mat for the next parts. So we're going to inhale and exhale. And we're going to bend at our hip crease. You see how my back is straight? You can bend your knees slightly. That way you're not locking them out. And you can come to here. You can go down to the floor. Or you can just stay here. Let's just go to the shins right now. This is a really good stretch. You can see my back is still straight. I don't want to see this. That's not. You can feel the difference. You may not be able to fold all the way over, and if this is where you get with your back straight, then you stay here. You can go down further, you can. I'm going to just do shin length. That's a good one for me right now, since I'm recovering. I feel like you almost start all over if you miss 2 weeks of yoga. I just have to go back to the beginning almost, but it does come back. Because I only got to do yoga about 5 times since when I was gone. It was just nonstop. And then we're going to exhale, bend the knees generously, and come up. I just want to come up nice and slow. Let's grab our hands, and we're going to, like, I'm grabbing my right hand to my left, and I'm pulling it over to the left, to the right. I'm going to come back to center, grab my left hand grabs my right hand and pulls it to the left. Just like you're taking someone's hand and you're guiding them to the left or right. That was a nice stretch. We're going to come down to another forward fold. Inhale. And exhale over. This time I want you to walk your hands out into downward facing dog. And let's walk the dog. So first down dog of the day in our class. Maybe you've done it earlier. I did it when I was practicing for this. That's the first one of our class. And then bring the feet to stillness. We're going to bend the right knee and bring the leg up into three-legged dog so that the flex your foot and your right foot is pointing like you could step it up onto the ceiling. And then we're going to circle the leg round. I'm using my knee as the guiding reverse. I'm going to bring knee to nose and straighten it out. One more time, knee to nose and straighten it out. This time, instead of knee to nose, we're going to bring the right knee up in between the arms, letting the left leg stretch out into pigeon pose. And you can stay in pigeon pose here, or you can stretch your arms out, come down all the way. Just gonna take a few breaths here in pigeon pose to let the pose gently stretch those tight sciatic muscles out. If you have sciatica, this is one of the best poses for that. And let's curl our left toes under. Bring your arms back up. We're going to push our leg back up into tabletop. And let's go into child's pose. Now, I want you to think about how your body feels. My left side feels very neglected. My right side feels nice and long and stretched out. We're going to fix that because we're going to go through that whole routine on the other side. So let's come back up into tabletop. Walk your hands out so you're kind of stretched out. Curl your toes under and pop back up into down dog. And let's walk this dog out just a little bit. This is also another good one when you're walking the dog. If you can get your heel flat on the mat, it's a very good stretch for your Achilles tendon. And also if you're having any plantar fasciitis issues. So down dog, my tailbone is pointing towards the ceiling. I'm going to bring my left foot up, flex it, walk it on the ceiling 2 or 3 times like you're stomping. And then we're going to circle the knee about 3 or 4 times. I'm leading with my knee reversed. Really good for the hip flexor. And we're going to do knee to nose, straight out, knee to nose, straighten the leg out. And this time the knee comes up in between hands inch the right leg back, flatten the foot, and you can stay here. If this is uncomfortable, you could sit on your blanket, prop yourself up. You can stay there, or you can come down into relaxed pigeon pose. This is also good for the whole digestive area, because when you're laying like this and pressing your thigh into your abdominal cavity, you're massaging, giving a gentle massage to all of the abdominal organs. Liver, gallbladder, pancreas, stomach, colon, all of that jazz that makes the digestion go round. I'm just going to hang out here for a moment. Just do some gentle breathing, relaxing into the pose. If at any time you feel uncomfortable, feel free to come out and you can just lay in Shavasana. On our next inhale, we're going to walk our hands up, curl our right toes under, and come into tabletop. Oh, my doctor keeps sending me pictures. My other grandkids are playing baseball tonight. I put it on Do Not Disturb, but because I have family can still send stuff, it still shows up. I have to figure out how to fix that. So we're going to do a tabletop sequence, I call it. And I really like doing tabletop. And this is where if you have knee issues, please put a blanket under your knees. I'm going to go ahead and put the blanket under my knees just because it feels better. And we're going to be here for a little bit. And if you have wrist issues, if you take your fingertips and act like you're going to claw the mat, so you're really pressing those fingertips. My fingernails are ripe from pressing right now. That will take some of the pressure off of the wrist, and it also helps to strengthen your fingers. And it's good if you to keep arthritis at bay, because we're keeping those joints strong. So here we are in tabletop, and let's take our head, turn it to the right, and bring our hips to the right into a C curve. And we're going to go back to the left. We're going to swing through this about, let's do 5 times on each side. This is such a great exercise. Back to the right, and it's like you're trying to look at your booty, but you can't see it. I can't see mine, but I'm pressing it, trying to. And then back to the left. My head's to the left, my booty's to the left, or it's called C curve. Making a C with your side body. I don't know if you can see much movement, but I feel like I'm moving a lot, but I doubt if it really is. If your wrists really start bothering you, you can come down on your forearms. Oh, yes, that just, my low spine just made a great adjustment. It was kind of tight. I think from bending over, let's come back and rest our hands. I'm going to shake them out, flip them around, and interlace your fingers and kind of squeeze. This is another good one for the fingers and for arthritis. We're bringing a lot of blood and circulation to those fingertips. And let's do a little child pose. I'm going to take my knees out so that they are wider than hip width apart. They're actually at the edge of my blanket. And if you have a normal size mat, they would be near the edge of a normal size mat. This is a 6x4 mat, so it's extra large. It's a wonderful mat. It's called a gorilla mat. My daughter Kara gave it to me when I graduated yoga school. I just love it. I've never heard of one before. So just rest here in child's pose, and we're going to finish our tabletop sequence. And then on your next exhale, I'm going to roll forward, bring my knees back to hip width apart, and come back up onto my wrist, pressing my fingertips into the mat. And we're going to take our hips and rotate them to the right, swing them to the left, and come up. Rotate the hips to the right, swing them to the left, come up, rotate to the right, swing them to the left, and come up. And then we're going to reverse that. Rotate the hips to the left, swing them to the right. I'm glad I put the blanket under my knees. I forgot how, even though it's soft, when you're doing this particular moving tabletop pose, it really helps to have that extra padding under the knees. I especially have very bony knees, so this feels much better this way. And then let's bring that to stillness. One more exercise. Let's sit up this way into a hero's pose. You can do it with feet flat, with the toes curled under, which is another benefit for the feet. My poor toe that got broken doesn't cooperate like it used to. And we're just going to rotate our wrist. Give our wrist a little break and rotate back. That's the nice thing about yoga, is you can always take a break whenever you need to. If you need to take a break and I haven't, go for it. We're going to come up here, back into tabletop for our last sequence, and it's bird dog. So we're going to take our right foot, flex your foot, and then take your right hand out. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Exhale that down. Inhale the left foot and the right arm up. Flex your foot, had my toes pointed. And bring that down one more time. Left hand up, right foot back. Bring that down. Really grip those fingertips. Right hand up, left foot back, foot flexed. And exhale that down. Back into child's pose. Taking my legs out. And I'm coming back up into tabletop. Going to curl my toes under, lift my bottom up into down dog, move my blanket out of the way, and I'll see if I have another plank in me. I'll practice this sequence today, but my elbow is still mending. I'm going to move forward, just roll forward, and you should be in plank. That's holding up. I probably will not be able to come down though. So I'm going to come down on my knees and then lower the rest of the way down. If you can lower down into chaturanga, that's good. I hope I didn't get into poison ivy. I have some very suspicious red dots and itchiness on my wrist. I didn't see any, but who knows what was under those weeds. So we're down here, and we're going to place our elbows even with our chest bone. I'm going to bring my elbows out a little bit. So I'm going to lay my head down. And we're going to go into cobra. So my toes are out flat. My feet are like I'm pointing my feet. And going to inhale up. And remember, come up as far as you can without pushing. You can have your hands here for stability, which might help you to come up just a nano millimeter up, but don't try to push it too far, because we're wanting to maintain some poses that are better for back health. If you come up too far, you're overextending your chest area, and it's causing the low back to crunch up too much. And if you have low back issues, you want to avoid that. We're going to inhale and exhale down. Inhale up. And I'm really pressing my pelvic bone into, my pubic bone into the mat. So that gives my leg stability. And this is also a great massage for the abdominal cavity. And exhale down. One more time for cobra, baby cobra. Inhale and exhale up. Should have put on there that this is also a class for digestion strength, because we're doing a lot of abdominal internal massages. And on your next exhale, bring it all the way down. Now we're going to do locust pose. Let me speed up a little bit. So for locust pose, we're going to bring our hands to the back of our low back. It's resting on my low back buttock area. And I'm going to inhale and exhale up as my feet come up. It's like your head and your feet are attached. So we're going to inhale and exhale the head and the feet down. They have to move at the same time. Inhale. Exhale, both head and feet move up. And exhale down. And this time we can do moving locust, which we're going to bring the hands up in front of us. And we're going to inhale. And we're going to exhale the arms back as the feet come up. So that's moving locust. I guess it's like the wings. And then when we, on our next exhale, we'll bring the legs down and the arms forward. Let's do one more of moving locust. Inhale. Exhale, arms back, feet up. Try to be graceful as a locust. That I was going to say as a bird, right? No, a locust. We're doing locust. Inhale and exhale, arms forward and feet down. That felt good. And our last pose on our stomach. Oh, we didn't do Sphinx. I forgot Sphinx. Okay, we're going to do Sphinx. Sphinx pose is with the hands even with even with my chin. I'm going to raise them up a little bit. So they're just even with my head. Inhale and exhale up. It's sort of like baby cobra, but you're using your arms to hold you up. And my arms are at a goalpost shape so that my fingers are pointing forward. And my elbows and my forearm and my hands has the pressure of my weight on it. Inhale and exhale down. We'll do 2 more Sphinx poses. Looking very noble. Inhale and exhale up into Sphinx. I feel very Egyptian tonight with Cobra, and I guess that's India though. Sphinx is Egypt. We're kind of going around the world here. And exhale down. And locust, I guess, I don't know if they're all over, but I know we have them here in the US, so there we go. Inhale. Exhale up into Sphinx. And when you do this, really press. I'm tightening up my glutes. My legs are strong. Don't just like hold your upper body, but make the lower body work too. I've got my glutes tight. My legs are tight. We're strengthening and doing some flexibility. And exhale down. We're going to end with crocodile. Here we go. We're going to Florida, or maybe to the Amazon River. I think they have crocodiles in the Amazon River. And remember which hand is on top. And we're going to just take 2 or 3 nice breaths here, maybe 5 or 6. This crocodile pose is very calming. I'm going to keep my head up to the body. If you're feeling extra stressed, this is a good go-to pose. Just feel all of your body relaxing. You've really had a pretty good workout. On your next exhale, let's come up into Sphinx one more time, just because we're gonna, this is a nice pose to get into before we go back down into crocodile pose. I hope you remembered which hand was on top and put the other hand on top this time. So inhale and exhale into opposite hand crocodile. While you're laying in your crocodile pose, I call this class respect. So just think about the things that you respect in yourself and the things that you respect in other people. And think about the respect. We're doing a lot of animal name poses, nature, and the world around us. One more nice inhale. And exhale as we roll over into corpse pose, or I'm not going to say it, Shavasana, but we're not doing Shavasana yet. We have a little bit of time left, which is just perfect. If you want to have your strap handy for a couple of the poses we're going to do on our back, you can do that. It's not necessary, but it does make it a little bit nicer. So let's just lay in our corpse pose for just a moment and kind of let our body settle into laying on our back instead of on our tummies. That was nice laying on our tummies though. We got a lot of good gentle abdominal massage. So we're going to inhale our arms overhead. We're going to do the bird dog stretch on our back, which is a great way to, we did it in tabletop, remember, what we're going to do it on our back. And this is one of the best ways to put the whole spinal cord into alignment. So let's stretch out the right arm and the left leg. And relax. And inhale. Exhale, stretching the left arm and the right leg. Really stretch it to the opposite sides of the wall. I've got my toes pointed. And exhale down. Inhale. Exhale the right arm and the left leg. Really stretch. Trying to make your body lying on that one side. And exhale. Ooh. Is anyone's back adjusting? Inhale. Stretch the left arm and the right leg. Really stretch it. Oh, that feels good. And relax. This is also good for your shoulder. And let's bring our hands back down to our sides. We're going to bring our knees up into a hip width apart and your feet close to your buttocks, as close as you can get them, but don't force them. And we're going to inhale and exhale up into bridge pose. One of my favorite poses. If you have gas or a stomach upset, bridge pose is the go-to pose. Maybe you've ate something that didn't sit right, and you can do a little tummy massage. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to start on our right rib cage and just massage over to the left rib cage. Whoops, I sagged. And then push that down into the pelvic bone, across the pubic bone, to the right pelvic bone, and then back up. And just circle that whole circle, the whole abdominal cavity. Don't ever go the opposite way because it might cause constipation. The colon flows right to left, and that's how we want to keep it going. And then roll down. Bring both knees into chest. You can put your hands behind your knees. And this is if you have your strap handy. Oh, I got to make it bigger now, because we're going to go into happy baby. Come on, get big. Here we go. I like to put this around my, well, I can put my feet down on the mat while I'm doing this. Make it pretty big if you have a strap. If you don't, then just oh, I'm tangled up. I'm gonna put it, oh, I got it too big. Well, maybe not. I should have put it on my leg and adjusted it. There we go. Just have it around my, my feet. There we go. And then you can take, I'm going to get that a little bigger. I'm having adjustment issues tonight. There we go. Get the buckle out of your way and grab the strap. If you don't have a strap, just grab your feet or your calves or behind your knees. There's 3 options. Strap, feet, calves, behind the knees. I guess that's 4 options. And I'm just going to hang out here for a little bit and happy baby. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I've got my knees bent, pulling that down. You know how babies do it? And then we're going to go one left leg out, right leg bent. Right leg straight, left leg bent. You know how babies do that? And they kind of roll back and forth. Oh, that feels so good on my low back. Yes. From all that bending and pulling and weeding. Yeah. I needed to do this tonight a lot. When I get ready for a class, I just do certain things to see if they're going to flow well together. So it's good to put the whole thing together and do it all at once. Not having to think about it that way. I like to write them out because if I try to do it without writing it out and I haven't kind of gone through, it might not flow quite as well. Now I'm just going to just hold this here, and I'm just pulling my feet down so that my knees are kind of trying to come down to as far as they can to my belly. Of course, I'm not going to touch it, but it's a great pose. Very relaxing. And then I'm going to release the strap off of one foot. I'm going to hold my strap with my right hand and let my left foot fall over to the right side. It's not going to go all the way down. If you don't have a strap, just do it without the strap. This just keeps my legs stable. And I have my back is staying on the mat, my shoulders on the mat, so it's not going to come all the way down. In order for it to come all the way down, my hip would have to roll over, which might put a torque in that low back, and I don't want to do that. And then I'm going to cross it back over, hold it with my left hand, and let it roll out to the left side for a nice inner thigh stretch. Ooh, I feel it too. Nice inner thigh stretch. And then I'm going to bring that back up. Place the strap on my right foot. And because family keeps sending these text messages, we've got 5 minutes left. So that's good. I can finish what I want to do. So I'm going to hold the strap with my left hand, and I'm going to let my right foot fall across the midline, straighten my left leg out, and you can see My back isn't coming up off. My hip, of course, will come up off a little bit because it's stretching over, but I am not torquing that low back because it's not coming down to the mat. It's just going so far, which is a great, nice stretch for that sciatica nerve too. And I'm going to bring that up straight. Hold the strap with my right hand or just hold my leg, let it fall over to the right side. That was a nice stretch through that inner thigh. I feel it. And bring that up. Unhook it. And bring both legs down. Now I want you to gather your things for Shavasana. I like to have a bolster under my knees. We could have done one more pose. Could have done banana asana, but we won't. We're just going to go into Shavasana now. And I'm going to put my sweatshirt on because when I lay in Shavasana, I always get cold. It's very relaxing. I'm going to reset my timer. So I do that, and we will meet back here in about 10 minutes for our namaste. I hope everyone is. Oh, where's my bolster? Oh, I forgot to bring it in. Now I've got it over here. If you don't have a bolster, you can just take some pillows and put it under your knees, or if you have blocks under the knees works. You can put your blanket, roll it up under the knees. Since I have some low back issues, I always have something under my knees. Even when I go to bed at night, I have a pillow. And I'm going to get my nice cozy blanket and cover up with it. And be all cozy. Which is weird because it's 95 degrees outside, but we're so blessed that we live here with air conditioning. So we have to cover up with blankets in the summer. So now that you have hopefully got all comfy cozy, I want you to just close your eyes down, and I'm going to take you through a very short breathing exercise to get you ready for your Shavasana. We're going to breathe in through the nose, hold it, out through the mouth, hold it, and do that 4 times. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, mouth, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathe in, nose, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, mouth, 2, 3, 4, hold. Inhale, nose, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, mouth, 2, 3, 4. Start thinking about fluttering your eyes open and returning to reality here. Um, or you can just stay in your shavasana. I don't know where you're at. Maybe you crawled in your bed for it, which is fine. Maybe you just want to go ahead and just take a little nap. But if you're ready, you can go over onto your side and just hang out there for a second or two, or three or four. And then when you're ready, take your top arm and push yourself up to sitting, nice and slow. I feel so much better. And of course, this class, as I told you, was called Respect. And respect is to cultivate deep listening and act in ways that acknowledge and esteem yourself and others. Everyone and all life matters. Recognize, honor, and elicit the best. And then I found a really cool quote from Tiny Buddha. I like their quotes. Be the type of person that no matter where you go or where you are, you always add value to the lives of those around you. So I thought that was a nice little quote. Let's rub our hands together. bringing some warmth, energy, and pressing that into our heart center. And bowing our heads. And I thank you for enjoying my class with me, or watching it whenever it's convenient, maybe once or twice. I really enjoyed putting the class together, and I hope that you enjoyed doing it with me. And remember, as you go out through the rest of the day, or perhaps tomorrow, if you're doing this at night, as I am, that you will remember to respect those that are around you and respect yourself. And I honor the light in you as I ask that you honor the light in others. Namaste. Thank you. Ta-ta for now. I'll see you next week.